Alright, so in a previous video we did note reading, no, about how to read notes or use letters and syllables. Ngayon may nag-comment dun sa video na yun and it said, what about numbers? Okay, so actually numbers are also used, no, in identifying notes, in note reading basically, and to identify other things when it comes to music theory. So pag-usapan natin yan, how do we use numbers in general music reading or music theory, and also sa sa pagpe-play ng violin, kasi madalas din, no, maraming gumagawa nito, although it's not very conventional way of using, pero sometimes it's an effective tool, no, as well. Okay, so na-discuss na natin na yung C, D, E, F, G, A, B, I, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si. Diba? So, basically, they're the same thing. Except, we use a lot of the letter names, again, for chords, and theoretical approaches, and we use the SOFA syllables mainly for identifying pitches or notes through playing and singing. Mas madaling nagkakaintindihan. Now, of course, this still differ in cultures, no? Sa US, they use a lot of letters, ganyan pa rin, no? And in some parts of the globe, they use a lot of syllables, no? Kung saan-saan pwedeng interchange. Now, how about numbers, no? So, numbers are mainly used sa sa tinatawag nating scale degrees, 'di ba? Yung mga Roman numerals, ganyan. And they're also used for identifying intervals, 'di ba? One for unison, ibig sabihin ng unison, the same note played together. And then second, third, fourth, fifth, yung mga ganyan. So intervals, pwede natin siyang gamitin. Ako naalala ko, gamit namin yung number sa counterpoint, no, sa subject na counterpoint. Kasi you have to understand the interval of the note you're working with, and then kailangan mong intindihin ano yung susunod na interval ng nota na katabi niya or saan ka nang galing, to make more sense of how you can move properly. Yeah. So another way of using numbers in general music theory is yung tinatawag din nating figured bass. So, yung chords nilalagyan ng numbers to identify anong degree or anong interval yung ipe-play mo, no? Tawag nila doon realization. So these applications are more for advanced players, no? Or advanced theories, ganyan. Pero yun nga, sabi ko, hindi to tabs yung sinasabi natin, but more of using it in a theoretical approach na merong mga hierarchies yung numbers na yan, ano yung mga importanteng numbers, ano yung numbers na pwedeng mag-substitutes from another number. For example, yung dominant or yung 5, ano yung functions niya, ano yung mga pwedeng magpalit. So it's a very broad sense of using numbers in music. And numbers in music in general talaga, ano talaga sila eh. Because music is also some sort of math, di ba? Pattern recognition, ganyan. So, talagang ingrained sa music ang numbers. But again, you can use it for note reading. Now, there's another way of using it sa pagba-violin, no? This one specific, no? Sa violin, we use finger numbers to read notes sometimes, no? Ako, ito yung sinasabi ko na it might be unconventional kasi yung iba ipipilit na, oh, ituro mo na do, ganyan. Pero especially for younger kids, hindi nila yun masyadong maiintindihan eh. So I use some sort of that. Pero this is one thing. I always let them read the score. Okay? So kung ano yung itsura ng nota, kailangan alam nila na yung nota na yon, they use the second finger on the A string, for example. So, alam nila na, 2 yun, ganyan. A2, for example. Pero, I don't use it, yung iba kasi nakikita natin na yung lyrics nilalagay, A2, A2, ganyan, di ba? Hindi ganon. Ginagamit ko lang siya to reinforce the idea of reading, and ide-direct mo yung nakikita mo yung nababasa nila into their playing, no? Although alam nila yung name ng note, but again, pag nagpe-play kasi tayo, hindi importante yung pangalan ng nota, kundi yung tunog na lalabas. So you can use that as well, no? Especially kung naiintindihan mo rin naman yung note reading. Pero kung hindi ka nakakaintindi ng note reading, kung gagawin yan. Usually sa mga kids lang, sa mga bago pa lang sa music, wala pa silang exposure sa ibang sa music. But of course, kailangan mo pa rin i-reinforce yung note reading using letter names and SOFA syllables. Pero yun nga, minsan, kailangan mo rin gumamit ng practical ways, di ba? For them to understand. Kasi minsan, kahit sabi mo, do, ang daming do eh. So, alam nila na it's either G3 or A2. Parang ganun. Again, hindi yun forever. It's just a way for them to understand. Pero yun nga, lagi pa rin nakatingin sa 5 lines and 4 spaces. Lagi pa rin nandun sa staff lahat ng pinapagawa. Kasi pag sinanay mo lang sila ng sinasabi mo lang yung finger numbers and strings, hindi din sila matututo magbasa. Magre-rely sila sa'yo. So, it's an uncanny way of doing it, but I know some teachers who also do it, no, kahit sa ibang bansa, no, sa Singapore, yung mga friends ko doon, mga colleagues ko doon, ganun din sila magturo, especially for those kids na hirap pa sa pagbabasa talaga. But yeah, numbers, letters, whatever they are, as I've said, walang masama kung mas sanay ka dun sa isang bagay. But what's important is you can translate that to any of those, 'di ba? Kung meron pang iba pang kakaibang ways of reading notes, no, aralin mo din para hindi ka mahirapan, no? Kasi kung kaya mo i-translate yung letters sa SOFA syllables, sa numbers, and kaya mong pagbali-balik ta rin yan, you'll be better off versus wala kang aralin doon at ipilit mong gumawa ng sarili mong method of reading music, di ba? Whether that's theory, whether that's for performance, kung gusto mong matuto o gumaling mag-arrange, di ba? Kung gusto mong mag-compose, no? At least the framework, the idea is there and the concepts, no? Parang sabi ko sinasabi, ang pagbabasa or ang music theory kasi in reality is like it's more of a language. Kapag dinrato mo siya na you're studying just simple symbols, doon ka maguguluhan kasi hindi mo maiintindihan yung flow kung paano siya nangyayari. So, napaka-importante ng meron tayong mabibuild na systems, no? And understanding it sa standard way of doing it. Na ngayon, kung meron kang specific way mo, try to adapt it to a standard way para at least mabilis, hindi kayo ma-lost in translation. Especially kung nagbabanda ka, kung may grupo ka, ganyan. And lahat kayo, kung marunong kayo magbasa, it would speed up everything. Rehearsals, practice time, recording sessions, 'di ba? Even performances magiging mas smooth kasi mas mabilis kayo magkakaintindihan. So sana nakatulong to. If you did, comment down below if you have other questions, and I'll see you on the next one. Good luck sa inyo.